I have to admit, on this first day of this worship symposium, pastors and ministry leaders come up for air. A few days of respite after a busy ministry season. And if I'm honest, Paul's trouble is kind of comforting to me. Thank God for Paul.
My colleague, the minister of worship at our church, refers to the work we do as batting practice. Sundays firing at us, one after another, which explains why you've attended a conference in Michigan in January. Attending a conference where people plan worship for you. Where you are praying that someone will speak a word of grace for you. Because you're here, but none of you is here alone. Look around you. Jesus Christ, His only Son, our Lord. The testimony of the Apostle Paul's life, written just barely beneath the surface of these letters to the church in Corinth, tell us that he too is a pastor who knew what it was to love the church so much that it hurt. We believe in God the Father, maker.
Worship leaders and preachers come here who are a little tired, they're a little discouraged. They're always busy leading worship or delivering the sermons themselves. So here's an opportunity for them to be refreshed, where they can participate in worship, be blessed by the worship, and I think we hope too that they'll be re-energized for their task when they go back home.
So we get many groups, 3 or more people from a same church come to the conference to learn together and experience different parts of the conference and then share that learning together back home.
One thing that I've learned this year at Symposium, and really it's more just something to be reminded of, is that every single element of what goes into a worship service, every piece of the planning, every musician, every reader, the preacher, every single person has something incredibly valuable to offer to leading the people of God in worship.
One of the nuggets I got from it was that worship is different than following God. When we follow God, we see His back. But when we worship Him, we are face to face. And that's what worship is, being face to face with God.
Well, ultimately, we hope that the seeds we plant at this conference make a very big difference in the life of congregations, so that if you were to visit these congregations 5 years later or 10 years later, there might be habits in that congregation's worship life that have been deepened, strengthened in some way, where their capacity to embrace wonderful new things might be increased, but also to reach back into the history of the church for a deeper understanding of things they already do. And we're so grateful to have testimonies that come to us in different forms about cases in which that's happened in very noticeable ways.